Hey guys, very good morning. This is me, Abhilasha, your favorite VRC mentor, and I'm back again with one more episode of your favorite Hindu and Aeon reading comprehension. I hope you're finding these sessions to be very useful. Every alternate day, we do Hindu and Aeon reading comprehensions where I'm covering different types of passages from either of the two sources. I hope I'm live and audible and visible. I'll just check to see. In the meantime, let's get started with our announcement. So, oh yes, I am. Wonderful. If I am live and audible and visible, nothing like it. Just makes me so happy. All right, guys. So remember to use Abhicat Live to unlock all your free classes and to subscribe to our Plus and Iconic courses. Guys, every day at 4 p.m. we do have our special class. However, this 3 days we are not having a special class. At 4 p.m. we are having a special class at noon. तो आज भी हमारी special class 12 बजे होगी. So please make sure that you're coming in. Today we've got lots in store for you. There is an open house. Yesterday the open house didn't happen, but today it will happen at 10:30 a.m. So do make sure you're joining me for the open house also. New batches are here, so do subscribe to them. My new batch is starting on the 5th, guys. 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays. Grammar का course है, बिल्कुल से आ जाना. 20% off चल रहा है अभी भी, 2nd Feb तक है. So please subscribe, please take advantage of this offer. Unacademy CAT scholarship test happens this Sunday, guys. 6th February को है. If you haven't yet enrolled, please enroll so that you can get to the test and you can do this well. There are lots of prizes in the offing. There is a MacBook Air, there is an iPhone XR, there are Apple AirPods, there are Boat watches, there are 10,000 rupees gift vouchers from Amazon. Lots of prizes in the offing. All you have to do is write 30 questions within 60 minutes, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. this Sunday. Use Abhicat Live to enroll. Also, guys, our droppers for CAT 2021, if you did not really do well and you still have a 80 plus percentile, fret not, you still have a chance. So, 1, start preparing. 2, enroll at Unacademy using our special droppers discount where you're getting 30% off on the fee if you have 80 percentile and above in CAT. So, take advantage of this, guys. All right, Ask a Doubt is this brand new Ask a Doubt is out there, guys. So do take advantage of this. अब Ask a Doubt में क्या कर रहे हैं? हम लोगों ने बहुत अच्छी चीज करी है कि अभी now you can ask up to 3 doubts in a go. Also, you can get a solution in a choice of your language. So to take advantage of that, that's an amazing thing that you can do. Okay, and it's not only for our Plus or Iconic students. It's for anyone who's having any problems. Just update your app and get started. Like I said, ask me anything at 10:30 a.m. guys, not 10 a.m. It's actually 10:30. So 10:30 a.m. today, there is a open house. We'll be talking about CAT 2022. Do make sure you're coming in. All right, let's get started with our words for the day. आज बड़े अच्छे words थे. So एक बार discuss कर लेते हैं and then we will carry on. Bubbling. So if you're bubbling with enthusiasm or energy, so you're all full of it. There is a lot of vivacity. There's a lot of energy. So very energetic. You are very full of something. So bubbling with ideas, full of ideas, right? So that's what we are saying. Flagging, of course, is slowing down. The economy is flagging. The economy is slowing down. It is not doing as well as it should have done. So that's slowdown. Transformative, of course, is changing. If there is a transformation going on, then we are essentially saying there's some sort of a change that is happening. So that's transformative. Seamless, of course, is smooth. Seam is a stitching. So if you don't have a seam, there are no rough edges there. It's very smooth. So there should be a seamless transition from one type of thing to another. It should be very smooth. So that's what seamless is. Multimodal, having many modes or many methods or many types of things that are involved. That's multimodal. And shrunk, of course, means reduce. The economy has shrunk in these last 2 years because of the COVID and the ensuing pandemic and corresponding economic and fiscal woes. So therefore, the economy has shrunk. It has reduced. If we had a 1 billion economy, it just shrunk by some 10% or so. I'm not sure of the figures, so but it has shrunk. So that's what shrunk means, to reduce in size. Illuminate. The word illuminate comes from the root word lum, L-U-M-E-N, lumen, which means light. So illuminate means to throw light on something, to shine something. So when you illuminate something, it is actually one, to throw light. Two, it also means to explain something, to make someone understand something. So that's what illuminate will mean here, to explain. Exacerbated, that's a very lovely word. I really love it. So exacerbated means to worsen something. So we are a developing economy and our problems were exacerbated by the pandemic, right? So worsened. So that's exacerbate, worsen. Claustrophobic. Claustrophobic means fear of closed spaces. Clad and class means close. So the root word class comes from, gives you that claustro, which means closed space, and therefore phobia, of course, we know is fear. So claustrophobic is someone who has fear of closed spaces. They get very upset, anxious. So that's claustrophobic. Plethora, of course, means excess. There is a plethora of something. There's lots of something, right? So excess, surfeit, too much of anything is plethora. Outlays are expenses. There are many outlays in the budget. So of course, outlays are expenses, budget heads that you would, factor in. Refrain. Now the word refrain has two meanings to it. The first one is, hey, refrain from saying anything rude to anyone. That means don't say it. Stop. The other refrain is, this is a very familiar refrain of the finance minister. You got it. We are going to be talking about the budget today. So the finance minister, very popular refrain by the finance minister. So it's a saying, something she has said again and again and again, many, many times. So that is a refrain, a saying, something that you have said many a time, right? So I hope you've understood these words. Let's get to our article. Today's article is from the Hindu. There was a very beautiful long article on the budget, so I have cut it into half. I will do this half today. The other half we will do day after tomorrow in the next Hindu session, because I do want us to read a little bit about the budget. Of course, I hope all those who are preparing for interviews are going all in and doing the budget very well. Please do make sure that whatever are the impacts of the budget on the business world have been done very, very well. All right, so let's get started with the reading. Big on hopes, short on ideas. The title itself says that the writer is very unhappy with the budget. Big on hopes, big hopes, short on ideas, very little imagination or creativity. On Union Budget 2022-23, let's start reading. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman's fourth successive budget, while commonsensical in its approach, so it is a commonsensical one. So this is a positive thing that he's saying, is not exactly bubbling with new ideas. So there's nothing very creative, nothing very unusual, nothing very exciting about this. So very negative, huh? With the economy still in search of durable momentum that could help entrench the recovery from last year's fiscal records contraction. So last fiscal year, there has been a contraction of the economy, and we are looking for some sort of a momentum that would help push that. Okay. Ms. Sitharaman has missed an opportunity to address the flagging consumer spending in the wake of erosion in real incomes. So the finance minister has not really been able to, address or consider the slowdown in the consumer spending. Okay, so she has missed an opportunity. The writer is being very negative here. The flagging consumer spending in the wake of erosion in real incomes, because real income has reduced, so the consumer spending has also stopped. And savings through a combination of tax breaks for the middle class and cash handouts for the poor. So I wish she had given us some tax breaks and she had given some cash handouts to the poor, but she hasn't. And that is why there has been a missed opportunity here. And even as the minister acknowledges the role public capital expenditure could play in crowding in private investment at a time, so she does acknowledge that public capital expenditure could have played a big role in, helping everyone, but at a time when private investments seem to require that support. So I wish she had helped the private sector also with some public capital expenditure spending. She hasn't done that, and helped to pump prime demand in the economy. So I wish she had, given some push to the demand. The budget outlay of 7.50 lakh crore for capital account marks just a 24.4% increase from the revised estimate of 6.03 lakh crore for the current fiscal. So she has given some increase, 24% ka increase diya hai. Now interesting that there is a 24% increase from last year, but we are still not happy with that. We would have wanted more money to be put into the public capital expenditure. To be sure, Ms. Sitaraman's speech highlights the PM Gati Shakti. So PM has come out with a scheme called the Gati Shakti, and this speech did highlight that. A transformative approach for economic growth and sustainable development. So Gati Shakti is an approach for economic growth and sustainable development that is to be powered by the 7 engines of, now there are 7 engines of road, railway, airport, ports, mass transport, waterways and logistics infrastructure. So the government is going to be pushing all of these transport modes. ये तो सारे transport के modes हैं, तो उसको push करेगी government with the Gati Shakti plan. While the broad sweep of the public infrastructure envisioned by the program could potentially be truly transformative. So if the government really works, it could be very transformative if it were to be executed as imagined. So if the way it has been envisioned, if you can execute that, it will be truly transformative. Getting all of these 7 modes of transportation into place in a proper way would be amazing. The budget is largely short on details where it concerns the specifics and pencils in some figures only for the roads and railway components. So we would wish that they had put in more details, they had put in more money. तो सिर्फ रेलवे और रोड पे पैसे डाले हैं और बोला है कि सातों चीजों को इम्प्रूव करेंगे, तो यानी यहाँ पे भी प्रॉमिस सपने दिखा दिए हैं लेकिन उसको पूरा करने का प्लान नहीं दिया है. So again largely short. So here's another negative. The budget lists a master plan for expressways. So there is a master plan for expressways that will be formulated in 22-23 under the scheme and projects the addition of 25,000 kilometers of roads to national in addition of 25,000 kilometers of roads to the national highways network. So national highways network mein they will add another 25,000 kilometers of highways, and they will also have a master plan for expressways. So more expressways in the offing. The talk of enabling seamless multimodal movement of goods and people and providing multimodal connectivity between mass urban transit systems and railway stations, however, all sounds a familiar refrain from past speeches. So here this is something that we have heard earlier also, that we will have multimodal seamless transportation. You can go from one mode to another like very chikna. So that's a refrain that we have heard many previous times also. Spending outlays on several other key sectors including healthcare, rural development and the vital jobs and income providing National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme have all shrunk. So money has shrunk to all of these as a percentage of overall expenditure in the budget estimates for fiscal 2023 from the revised estimates for the current year, even if in some cases only marginally. So percentage terms mein all of these have shrunk, maybe marginally, but they have shrunk. So that's a sad thing. That these sectors have been forced to bear the impact of government's keenness to broadly stick to a fiscal consolidation roadmap. So because the government is very keen to stick to this fiscal consolidation roadmap, they want to make sure that the economy gets back on track, these sectors have to suffer. So again one more negative that the author says. With the budget projecting a narrowing of the fiscal deficit to 6.4% of GDP in 22-23 from a revised estimate for 6.9, so fiscal deficit kam hoga, that's a good thing. So that's a good thing, please remember that. If we are reducing the fiscal deficit, that's a good thing. Reflects on its priority. So we are showing that our priority is to reduce the fiscal deficit, not to help healthcare, rural development, vital jobs, Narega and such like things. So that reduction may harm us a little bit. Government spending on healthcare ought to have instead been significantly increased, with the lessons from the ongoing pandemic's first 2 waves serving to illuminate the need for a sizable enlargement of the public health infrastructure. So I wish we had paid a little bit more attention to the healthcare infrastructure, because now we know that we need hospitals, we need oxygen machines, we need so many things that are missing. So that gap had to be filled with more money, but unfortunately that's not happened. A source, again I will say one more negative that we can pay attention to. A source of some solace, though, is the announcement of a national mental health program. So some relief, solace means some relief, okay, is the announcement of a national mental health program. So they've added a new program for telemedicine of the mental health, right? To address mental health problems that have been exacerbated by the claustrophobic lockdowns and plethora of anxieties triggered by the pandemic. So because of the pandemic, everybody was in a lockdown. There have been a lot of mental breakdowns, a lot of mental problems, and to address that, we've got this national mental health program coming up, and that should probably help. So that's part one of the budget, guys. The next one will happen day after tomorrow. We will talk a little bit more about the budget in day after tomorrow's session. In the meanwhile, let's answer the questions from this part of the passage. So which of the following is the main idea of the passage? That the budget is not growth friendly. The FinMin brings a strong budget. Plenty of money is going towards health. There are many positive things in this budget. Please tell me what should the correct answer be. Good morning, you guys, all of you who have joined us. I hope you have already liked the session. If you haven't yet liked it, please make sure you like it right away. And also that you share it with your friends and family, because this is a session that will help anyone at any level of preparation for any competitive exam, be it CLAT, be it CAT, be it any of the others, bank, PO, SSC, whatever exam it is. This will be very, very helpful. So do join in, and do make sure your friends and family are joining in. I have 40 people watching this session. I've only got 20 likes. Please make sure that you like the session. All right, I started getting my answers. Fiscal means financial. Fiscal deficit. See, there are two words. One is last fiscal year, that is the last financial year. Fiscal deficit is the deficit or the gap between what you spend and what you earn. So there is a fiscal deficit. A fiscal deficit at some point of time is healthy, but not a very big fiscal deficit. So that's what the government is trying to reduce. All right, which of the following is the main idea? There are many positive things. Of course, we understand the writer was talking only negative things mainly. So this cannot be the main idea just by the tone of it. Plenty of money is going towards health. No, we said that. No, not enough money is going towards health. FinMin brings a strong budget, but was the writer really saying that? Not really. So yes, the correct answer is that the budget is not really growth friendly. Not as growth friendly as we would have wanted it to be. So yes, the correct answer is A. I do see a lot of A's from you guys. Good morning, Dishani, Yogesh, Keshav, Aman, Sharanya, Xnerv, Jyoti, Disha, Amisha, Sanskriti, Krishnakant, Satun, Uday, Rohit, Shruti, Gautam, Shreya, Akanksha, Shashank, Shruti. All right. Well, here's your next question. Each of the following can be inferred except. So which of these cannot be inferred? The budget is unimaginative. Capital expenditure could have gotten more push. Gati Shakti has not been fleshed out properly. Multimode transport is discussed in great detail. Good morning, Pranoy. Kaushik, why am I not seeing you in class? Where were you yesterday? All right, so yeah, so budget is unimaginative is something that the entire article is focusing towards, so cannot be my answer. I have inferred that. Capital expenditure could have gotten more push. Yes, it could have gotten more push, and we understand that. So that's something we understood and therefore cannot be our answer. Gati Shakti has not been fleshed out properly is true, and we inferred that too. Multimode transport is discussed in great detail. Unfortunately, no, it has not not been discussed in great detail, and therefore your correct answer will be D, guys. I hope you got that. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of D's here. Shruti, Sanskriti, Amisha, Anveshita, Disha, the Archit, Shreya, Shashank, Anveshita, Sharanya, Tulsi, Manish, Rohit, Jyoti, Yogesh, Gautam, Sapna, Aman, Sanjesh, Dishani, Pranoy. Very good, you guys. All right, here's your third question for today. Each of these is mentioned in the passage except. So which of these is not mentioned in the passage? That's your task. Consumer spending has not been considered in this budget. There has been erosion in nominal incomes and savings. Gati Shakti is a transformative approach for economic growth and sustainable development. There are 7 engines of roads, railways, transport, port, mass transport, waterways and logistics infrastructure. Which of these is not true according to the passage? Let's get your answers in. Good morning, Mr. Lucky, Hustlers, Rohan, Preeti, Aman, Nidhi, Soumya, Rishabh. Okay, I'm getting answers from you guys also. Wonderful. Please make sure that all of you have liked the session. All right, the correct answer, let's try and understand what the correct answer here is. So, correct answer in this case, guys, consumer spending has not been considered in this budget. It's true according to the passage. So, let me write true and let me cancel out this. This cannot be our answer. There has been erosion in nominal incomes and savings. Well, the passage did say erosion in real income. So, I am going to put a star on this and come back to it. Gati Shakti, the PM's Gati Shakti is a transformative approach for economic growth and sustainable development. Well, the passage did say this, so cannot be my answer. There are 7 engines. Yes, there are 7 engines of road, railway, airport, port, mass transport, waterways and logistics infrastructure is also mentioned in the passage. True. So, therefore, this cannot be my answer also. So, of course, I come back to B as my answer. Correct hai ye bilkul. This is the one that's not mentioned in the passage. Passage says that there was a real income. There has been an erosion in real income. So, this, boys and girls, is what I call distortion. है ना, ये एक डिस्टॉर्शन की एरर है. तो आप क्या करते हैं, क्वेश्चन आपको क्या करता है कि एक वर्ड स्विच अराउंड कर देता है और उससे जो है आपको ऐसा लगता है ये तो मैंने पढ़ा हुआ है, ब्रॉडली आपने पढ़ रखा होता है, बट दैट वन वर्ड इज डिस्टॉर्टेड एंड देयरफॉर योर आंसर बिकम्स इनकरेक्ट. So in the first go, when you're reading all the options and you broadly feel it is right, yes, keep it in consideration. But in the second go, when you've eliminated, let's say 2 options and now you're stuck with 2, go back to the passage and check each word. That's very important. I always ask you to go back to the passage and check, cross-check 100 times because that's where the error will happen. There will be a slight distortion and यहीं पे गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. हम लोग एडवांस्ड आरसीज भी शुरू करने वाले हैं नेक्स्ट वीक. आई थिंक 8th या 9th से स्टार्ट हो रहा है एडवांस्ड आरसीज का कोर्स भी. So do make sure you are following that also. For all those who are just who have done their intermediate RC. The beginners, we are starting the new course from the 7th of this month. I hope you are aware. Beginners VARC, जिसमें हम VA plus RC सब कुछ cover करेंगे for this entire month of February. Do make sure you joining in. That's starting from the 9th of February. Timing is 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. So beginner RCs and beginner VAs for anyone who's starting out. That's your course. 9th of February. Which of the following can be the tone of the author? Here is a question which I really love. Now this passage, guys, if you had looked at the passage, the tone of the entire passage was very negative or very pessimistic. All the author did was find faults with the budget, right? So if you looked at this, मतलब 99% of the time author कह रहा था ये गलत हुआ, ये गलत हुआ, ये गलत हुआ, ये गलत हुआ. एक भी चीज ये नहीं कही कि वाह ये अच्छा हुआ, ये अच्छा हुआ, वो अच्छा हुआ. So the tone of the entire passage essentially was very negative, very pessimistic. Okay, I am not saying it was derogatory because insult नहीं कर रहे थे, but he was saying that there could have been more could have been done. So that was where the tone of the passage was. But if you look at this, let's look at this line and find out what is the tone of this line. Government spending on healthcare ought to have instead been significantly increased, with the lessons from the ongoing pandemics first two waves serving to illuminate the need for a sizable enlargement of public health infrastructure. Is it factual, opinionated, advisory, or angry? All right, waiting for your answers everyone very quickly. So clearly angry तो नहीं है, तो हटा देते हैं. Factual भी नहीं है, हटा देते हैं. Look at the tone of the author. Government spending on healthcare ought to have instead been significantly increased. करना चाहिए था. With the lessons from the ongoing pandemic's first two waves serving to illuminate the need for a sizable, so there is need for the sizable enlargement of public health infrastructure. So writer is giving you his opinion that this is what he should have done. Now the tone here is not advisory because it's not the writer's position to advise. So he is giving you his opinion. Writer is not the governors of RBI, so he cannot really do that. So opinionated, absolutely perfect. That should be our answer, I think. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of B's. Aman, I hope you understand why not C, why B. Okay, so good job, you guys. Nidhi, Rishabh, Preeti. All right, I hope you understood why we've gone with opinionated and why not advisory. Because to be advisory, to be in that advisory mode, you need to be in a position to be able to advise. So that's all I'm saying. All right, here's your next question. What is the meaning of contraction? Now, this is something that I have already explained in the passage. So your task is very simple. All you need to do is come right out and do this very quickly. Reduce, affirm, sever, or deduce. What's the correct answer? Waiting for your answers. All right, so deduce means to infer something. So clearly this is not correct. Let's eliminate. Sever means to cut. I don't know if you've seen Bahubali. If you have seen Bahubali, so the princess is what? Hit upon by a man in the temple. So the prince calls the man onto the palace and talks to him, and then he says, what you should have done was kaat do iska gala. Sever. So that's severing. Separate, cut. Clean cut is called sever. Affirm, of course, is to say it again, right? So to prove correct is to affirm. Okay. In this article, the writer has affirmed multiple times that the budget is not as great as it should have been. So affirm. Reduce, of course, is to contract. Correct answer yahi hai. Reduction, contraction. If you take a big balloon, blow it up. उसके बाद थोड़ी देर बाद उसमें धीमे धीमे हवा निकलने लगती है. It has contracted. That's what you mean. Not burst. Burst तो एक साथ हो जाता है. भ्राम. No. Contract मतलब हवा निकल जाए धीमे से बड़ा. इतना बड़ा balloon इतना छोटा हो जाए. That's contraction, guys. So what we are saying is, yes, reduction. There has been a contraction in economy over the last 2 years. Unfortunately, क्या करते? Pandemic था. मजबूरी थी. ऐसा ही होता है. अच्छा, आज के लिए देखो बता देती हूँ. 2 चीजें बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. हमारा 10:30 पे open house है on the app. You guys know that. It's at 10:30. All you have to go to do is on the app, just click on that open house message and you're in. Also, I've sent it to you in the class notifications. So you've got it there also. So just join me there at 10:30, 30 minutes. We'll talk about books, for cat, whatever you need to use to study. Also guys, special session at noon today. 12 बजे है special session, तो उसके लिए भी आ सकते हो. आज हम vocabulary discuss करने वाले हैं. कुछ interesting questions होंगे. Plus course, like I've already told you, plus course तो हमारा normal time पे ही है 5 PM पे, और हम continue कर रहे हैं logical fallacies के साथ. तो उसके लिए भी आ सकते हो. 10:30 AM बेटे, अभी अभी 1 घंटे के बाद मेरे बच्चे, ठीक है, 1 घंटे के बाद। और अच्छा, इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है, ग्रामर का कोर्स 5th से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, 5 PM पे है। We'll be talking grammatical errors, so do make sure you have enrolled. I will send out the links today for all the new courses. Okay, let's get your scores in everyone. फटाफट scores देख लेते हैं। अन्वेषिता 4, ज्योति 4, संस्कृति 5, गौतम 4, अमन 4, अर्चित 5, योगेश 5, अमीशा 5, गरिमा 5, एक्सनव 3, अमीशा 5, सातुन 5, दिशानी 4, श्रुति 4, रोहित 5, श्रेया 5, दिशा 5, शशांक 4, स्वप्ना 4, शरण्या 4, कृष्णकांत 4. That's wonderful. Let me check my other set of students also. तो स्कोर देख लेते हैं जल्दी से। अरे इस वाले कैट चैनल वाले लोगों ने अपना स्कोर नहीं दिया है गाइस। Anyway, कोई बात नहीं, आज से नहीं कल से you can also send in your scores, what you have got for the test. तो आज के लिए we will wrap up now. 10:30 is open house, 12 is our free class. Do join in. Thank you everybody. I hope you have hit like, share, subscribe and the bell icon. Do join in every morning 9 AM for this lovely session where we will discuss lots of interesting RCs. Remember, CAT में आए हैं Aeon से RC, Hindu से RC. So it's going to be very, very helpful. Thank you so much. Adios मेरे amigos. I'll see you soon.